Hey guys, if your person is a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, this is a message for you. And if you're just attracted to this reading, there's still a message for you, right? You just put on your discernment and you'll know when you hear the truth that resonates with your soul. Okay? All right, so I'll begin this reading as I begin my readings usually. We're getting significators for a person's energy generally, just as a control card. And then we're going to look at the energy towards you so we know that this energy is specific to you, not just how they're feeling about everything and everybody else. Okay? All right. Underneath the deck, we have poised. All right. And you know what I'm getting with this? I'm getting leap of faith card, right? I'm getting the energy of the fool, but poised to go where? Maybe they're not sure. But it's certainly, it feels like they're on the cusp of some sort of new beginning. Maybe they're a cusper. Okay. They're on the cusp of a new beginning. So let's see what's going on. Let me go back to this card and cusper. Now, if you look at this person here, you know, they look like a diva, right? And if your person is a cusper, as in that Gemini, Cancerian cusp right there, um, generally those persons that if you're one, don't take it as an insult, okay? Please, I don't mean it like that. But this is a message that is coming through. Um, we they're known in the tarot as a drama queen, right? Because they have that energy of Gemini, adding a bit of more instability to Cancerian energy, right? So they can get pretty interesting, okay, especially with their emotional regulation or deregulation. Okay, so there's something here about them wanted to make some sort of dramatic entrance or dramatic exit. That's what I'm getting. Okay. All right. Let's see the energy generally. We have regeneration in reverse. All right. So this is what they're on the cusp of. Um, they're just there on the edge, right there on the edge. Right there on the edge of a leap of faith, right there on the edge of turning their life around, right there on the edge of doing something different with their life, breaking out of the mold, breaking out of some sort of um, toxic holding pattern that they've been in, but they've just not done it yet. And it feels like, you know, those kinds of persons that they will wait till the 11th hour before they make a decision. It's the drama. And that's why that drama queen message was coming through. This person's going to wait till the 11 bloody hour to make those kinds of changes in their life. You know, when things are really hitting the fucking fan, that's when they're gonna look to make those kinds of changes. I'll put some cards on that, but what we're getting, you know, usually with regeneration reverse, you get a lot of stubborn energy, but I don't get stubborn energy. I just get, you know, second guessing yourself, in two minds, and again that um, Gemini Cancerian cusp that might be going on, right? You know, they're in two minds, and it's a very emotional time, and it feels like what's going to happen in the end is they just do it. After all that thinking, after being up in their head so much, they're just going to, you know, just do something dramatic. Right? Enter the drama queen. Behold, I'm here. Something like that. Okay. How they seeing you. Lady of the night. Mysterious. And you know what? She looks bored. And maybe that's what they think. That's how they think you feel. Like you're bored of their shenanigans. So they're planning maybe this, you know, dramatic entrance. And you're like, meh, they can't stand you. Yeah, because you've seen it all before. You know what they give, so you're like, not at all surprised. In fact, bombastic side eye for you. Bombastic side eye. You're not best pleased. The energy towards you. I don't read reversals in this particular deck. The thief. You have stolen their heart, and you've left them frazzled. And not only that, you're operating like a thief in the night, and it's the same lady, lady of the night, energy that we got with that other card, right? You're mysterious. They don't know what you're thinking because you have your poker face on, right? And maybe you have that unnatural resting bitch face, but that's what you have, and they can't read you. They don't know what you're thinking right now, right? So they're all flustered. They might be doing their usual shenanigans to get a rise out of you, and you're just like, mm, yeah. When you're ready to act like an adult, I'm right here, right? So they're doing their Cancerian best, and you're like, whatever, whatever. So they also see as someone, again, who has stolen their heart and just left them hanging. So I think they might be trying different things, especially different things that might be emotionally manipulative, to bring you back into their energy field. Okay? They may not want to reach out because they don't want to show their hand, and they don't want to show how vulnerable they are. But they're trying little things to bring you back into their fold. I feel like for some of you guys, this person has some sort of gambling issue because there are too many references um, to gambling. It could be suggesting that, they're a natural risk taker, or they may live life on the edge. There could be that's coming through as well, right? Maybe there's some sort of adrenaline junkie. But you are a mystery to them. They don't know what you're thinking. They're trying to draw you out through various machinations, and you're not budging. You're just watching. Let's clarify with these tarot cards. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And maybe you freed yourself from the situation, but they want to rope you back in. Okay? Okay. Let's see this regeneration in reverse. We have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups talks about boredom. It could even talk about depression. Okay? And that's how they feel, right? They feel stuck in their life. And you brought a lot of excitement to their life. And remember, they are the drama king or queen. So they, right? So they love the drama. They love the drama. But now they're just bored. We have Two of Wands. There's a decision that they need to make, right? About their life. Do they continue to live their life like this, or do they do something else? Spirit is telling them, move forward boldly, and do something differently than what you've been doing all this time. Approach your relationships differently. But this is their point of power. This emotional manipulation and acting out and the risk taking is their point of power, and this is how they assert their independence. So this is something that's very difficult for them to let go of. The Thief. We have desire in reverse. They think that you have no desire to be with them whatsoever. You're not showing your hand. You're not showing your hand. And maybe before you used to be a an open book. You're wearing your heart on your sleeve, but now poker face, and they cannot decipher what you're thinking, right? I think they think that if they can get an inkling of what you're thinking, then they will know what action to take. But you're not giving anything away. Nope. Five of Wands in reverse, they perceive you as stepping away from the matrix, stepping away from the drama. And because of that emotional and maybe even real distance, they can't read you. They can't read you. And they're doing different things to draw you up, but they can't read you. And sometimes that's the way you have to deal with these dramatists, right? You just have to, gray rocket, gray water, whatever you want to call it, right? Now, what do they want to talk to you about? What do they want to talk to you about? Let's see. Self-worth. That is their main wound, right? They have very low self-esteem. And it's also the reason why they can be so dramatic. It's also the reason why they may live life on edge. They never think that they themselves, just as they are, is enough. And that's why they're always creating intrigues, right? To make themselves appear more interesting than they think they are. Because they feel like who they are inside is someone that you would get really bored with really quickly. What do they want to talk about? Destiny. And it looks like it's a shared destiny between both of you guys. We have that yin yang symbol here. And then we have these ascended masters, maybe ancestors, guiding that journey. Okay, let's see what they want to tell you about destiny. What do they want to tell you about destiny? We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hermit in reverse. Contemplation in reverse. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. And the Two of Swords in reverse goes to the Ace of Swords for me. And then we have the Two of Cups. Okay. What do they want to tell you about destiny? Okay. What they want to do is something that they don't usually do, it looks like. Admit when they were wrong. So what are they saying here? They have a lot of regrets. They have a lot of regrets about the past, especially the way that they did not put in the work when it came to this connection. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, right? They weren't working on this at all, right? And even though that they knew that this connection was special, Two of Cups, they treated it like trash. They treated it as they would treat every other connection, and indeed, they treated it as they treated themselves. Because the way people treat you is the way they treat and think about themselves. Okay? And it looks like they were pretty shitty. This was someone who was devoid of any kind of introspection, any kind of empathy. They certainly had no empathy for themselves. And so they can have empathy for you. And they really regret that. They see this truth clearly now. That how they treated you had nothing to do with you. How they treated you had everything to do with themselves and their feelings of worthiness, or non-feelings, quite frankly. They also want you to know that they consider you to be their soulmate. We have the 12 Cups. their one true love. And they're really sorry that you treated you like trash. All right, so that's what they're saying. What does their higher self, their more ascended self, think about everything that they're saying? Are they speaking the truth? Or is it one of their usual schemes to bring you back into the fold? We have here life purpose. Okay. It looks like this person recently has had a heart awakening, and that's why they're having this shift in perspective at this time. That's a good sign. We have the silver waterfall. Now, the silver waterfall card is a card about purification of the self. It's a card about leaving the past behind, especially your toxic patterns, and moving into a new life, a new way of being. So that's really great energy for someone who may want to have a relationship with you in the future. What does their higher self want you to know? We have the Page of Cups in reverse. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. We have the Sun card in reverse. And we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. Their higher self is telling you that this person is being open and honest right now. This is exactly how they feel. So they are telling you the truth. And they have done a lot of growth in a very short period of time. It looks like they were on some kind of accelerated karmic program, and they've done a lot of growth. And all that drama that they were addicted to before, this is something that they are transmuting at this time. But there is a warning here. Spirit is saying that this person, they still have a little way to go before they are comfortable and happy on their own. Before they are empowered and make decisions from that place of empowerment. So if you're thinking about a relationship with this person, there's a bit of patience you have to exercise here, because they are still trying to get to that point where they have enough tools to be self-sustaining, and they're not there sucking your energy by trying to provoke responses from you. Okay? So Spirit saying this person is telling you the truth about how they feel about you, but they are still rebuilding, especially their self-esteem, right? And they're trying to get to that place. And we're never completely healed, right? As long as we are on this planet, we are doing healing work. But we do get to that place where we have enough tools, we have enough information, we have enough life experiences, and we are willing to use these tools, and they're not there as yet. That's what Spirit is letting you know. It says awakening in reverse. Okay? All right. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what's going to be this person's next actions? So they're in the midst of this purification process, no doubt about it. But Spirit saying they ain't there yet. So based on this information, what's going to be your person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? We have Nine of Swords in reverse. And this card has been coming out for just about nearly all the readings. So it feels like all of you guys, it's the same energy, the same vibration, which would make sense, right? That's how you're attracted to things, through sympathetic resonance. So we have Nine of Swords in reverse. So what are they going to be doing? Facing their fears, facing their wounding, and trying to create stability within themselves. We have, and then we finally take the leap of faith. Return to innocence. And we have sacrifice in reverse. Okay, so what's going to be their next actions towards you? They're going to be working on themselves. They're going to be working on their stability in all areas of their life, their emotional stability. They may even be seeking out a practitioner or doing some kind of self-help, right? This card's about facing their fears, so they're going to be facing their fears in every single aspect. If they've had if they've had some sort of physical issue, health issue that they have been ignoring, putting off, they're going to be seeking help for that, right? This person is taking charge of their life, and they're no longer sacrificing their own self, their own happiness for other people's validation. So if they had some kind of codependent issue before, they are dealing with this head on, and they're rebuilding their self-esteem, their self-confidence from the ground up. Whilst they're doing that work, what does Spirit want you to do? We have here protection. It says, call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. Okay, so Spirit is saying this is a critical time in your person's transformation and development, and you wouldn't want to interfere by trying to prop up this person's ego at this time. Spirit has done a good job of pushing them towards this ego death, so you're not going to be there trying to give this person supply. Okay, protect your energy from this person. What do they want you to do? We have the crumbling, right? So this person's going through a tower moment, right? It says, what are you clinging on to? Now they're going through a tower moment, but Spirit is saying there's a tower moment that's happening in your life, and they are urging you to let go of some sort of paradigm. It could even be a relationship. It could be a way of thinking about yourself. It could be a way that you approach the world, the way that you see the world. There's something that you're holding on to that is holding you back. I can pull a card and let's see. But I'm sure, let's get it from here. What's holding you back? What are you holding on to that you should be letting go of? Your own fears, your own insecurities. So this person is mirroring you perfectly. If you ever want to know what work you need to do, you just look at this person's life, right? Spirit saying you have your own insecurities that has made you connect with or be in a lot of toxic relationships, or may have had dependency issues with some sort of substance or some sort of habit. Spirit is saying, let go of it. You're perfect just as you are. Just as you are. Let it go. Your insecurities right now, your fears, they're what's keeping you back. Whether it's from true love, whether it's from being happy, whether it's from seeking out a new partner, this is what's keeping you back. Okay? My love, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care.